So
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of went down an awesome rabbit, which is amazing. But let's jump into production. So this is Wildcard.
Yeah, this is Wildcard, and this was at a time when I would separate my drops and my breaks. So you could see here, just for reference, I've like done a bounce in my break.
I love that kick.
I think at some point I probably chilled out the transient. That kick
it's a little transient, but it's
nuts.
nice.
Yeah, but I mean, look at all these fucking layers. Probably a lot of, I would guess, Silent, because that's kind of the time, you know, back when that came out. Nexus, going crazy with Nexus. Taking 2 cents and spanning them left and right. Why not? I guess. But I think the real magic of this one was this vocal chop.
Oh, yeah.
And that's funny because it's kind of doing that thing I said that Dioro does, where you're getting that little bend each time of it up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, because are each one of those staggered just a tad?
Staggered. So it looks like harmonies.
Yeah.
But it's not harmonies,
It's to get the portamento glide. I see.
Just to get a little bit of the little glide, the little glizzy.
I love your ear for layering too. I mean, this is like huge. Like back then, people wanted to make their saws like so big, and they could never really do it because they didn't know what specific layers they needed to do that.
Yeah, it was, for me, always about adding a lot of things and then let's scale back or let's carve out and then thinking about, okay, when I turn this off, what is missing from it? It's adding mid-range. It's not really adding the rest of the stuff. You know, I'm not even hearing the sizzle. And then you got like 8 noise oscillators going. Nah, you probably don't need all of those. So keeping things in just for like what they're really bringing to the table. It's hard on its own really to say. When you play them as a group, it starts becoming more clear what's really serving a purpose. But
I like that. Add a bunch and then take away to what is necessities.
Yeah, exactly. That's how my brain works. I'm not good enough to be like, yes, this fits perfectly there. This will be my mid-range. This will be my upper mid-range. It's just, let's throw it all there. Let's see what kind of mess we're working with. And then.
But I think that's a good point that people don't realize is that when it comes to layering, the reason why you are layering is because you're trying to fill out the spectrum. Yeah. Right? So if you looked at a spectrum analyzer and your chords, if they are just sort of kind of really just living in the mid-range, and maybe they have some highs, but maybe you need more of those highs like with an annoying lead on top. Yeah. You know, like that creates that sort of full spectrum, which is what our ears like to hear. It's like satisfying.
Exactly. And different sound, like if you just look at an EQ, most sounds cover the whole spectrum to some extent, but some of those sounds are delivering on that area of the spectrum in a better way that pokes through, that somehow gets presence.
You could find out where the sound like really lives. Like I do that a lot where I like might just be like, okay, where's this sound? Like where is the sound really sounding like the sound? And I'll like EQ and be like, oh, okay, so it's really just this is the main part. And then you might keep the highs in because maybe that's reverb or white noise in the preset or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. You know? And these days I'm doing less filtering and more hard shelving.
Oh yeah, I've noticed some of you. I don't know. This is kind of crazy. But you ever look at somebody's EQs? I've noticed I remember you coming to Icon one time, and then I've seen some of your videos, and I'm always like looking at your EQs. I'm like, oh, he's got interesting EQs. So explain more about that with the shelving and stuff.
I don't know how much this is going to relate to what I do now because this is a long time ago that I made this song. But let's say that I had. Like a Reese bass or something, or maybe something more organic, especially this is when I do shelving. Like let's say that I have like a double bass going on or a cello, and I want that to just be a low end. I want you to hear some of that organicness that you're going to lose in the high end if you just filter it off. So I'll just shelf it pretty hard, or I'll shelf the bottom end pretty hard. There's something that a filter does that instantly this thing is not the organic input source material that you started with.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
I like shelving too.
Are you conscious of that? Like when are you looking at your shapes of all of your shelves and stuff?
Like, like the slope and stuff?
Yeah. Do you brick wall or do
I
you
never brick wall because you're gonna get that resonance,
Yeah.
right? You get crazy
Yeah.
resonance, right?
Yeah, and a lot of people are, at least on the internet, are very concerned with phasing and how
Yeah.
and how the crossovers are of everything. Are you conscious of that when you're
Oh,
EQing?
yeah, definitely. So if I know something is in phase, I'll be delicate from there, and I'll use a linear phase EQ. Like if I've got a sub interacting correctly with my kick, and I've already got them working together, I'm just going to use linear phase EQ just to not fuck with it. I know there's some downsides to linear phase EQ. You get like a little pre thing or something, but yeah, so what I'm doing now for Sounds of Kashmir is I've got instruments that have been multi-mic'd, and so that you definitely need to be careful about your phase in that case. And there's a great little plugin called Auto Align, which does all the work for you. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's a really nice plugin.
I'd actually love to show you guys the drum kit projects because
you were telling me about that.
Yeah. So this is, I don't know how interested people are in a Big Room song from like 7 years ago or something, but yeah, I mean,
they're out there. They're out there.
Yeah.
I mean, look, say what you want. Big Room smashes live to this day.
For sure.
It goes hard in Europe too. People still love
China.
China,
Dude.
they love that shit.
Oh,
They
my
fucking
God.
love it. So just meeting some of the leads, and we could take a look at like how I would handle. You always want that fuzzy layer.
Yeah.
A little movement can be helpful too. A little 16th notes, secret space. I had to bring it back.
Secret space, nice.
Yeah. And then just a little subby boy on the bottom there, and so equality, just a little roll off, and I don't know why I liked equality for a little bit, but my friend, he pointed out that they're all the fucking same. He like literally did a test to show me that even the EQ in Ableton is doing the exact same thing when you do boost, and I was like, all right, fine, you're right, but I'll still use Pro Q. I like the piano on the bottom and everything.
Pro Q is great.
But let's see. I'll just finish up real quick. Wildcard. You've got just a lot going on the kick because it was just all about the kick, and there's little Philly kind of deals. I was big on just chopping up little stuff to give random micro movement every once in a while.
The ear candy.
Exactly. I was also big on using white noise to tell you what to focus on. So I would link it up oftentimes with my bass because I want you to like dance to it like boom, boom, boom. White noise, if you got your bass down there, and obviously not going to have all the same frequencies, but the white noise is corresponding with it, your brain gets led to that bass if it has the exact same movement as that bass. It's a thing that I found. Yeah, white noise tends to do that. If you want people to focus on a particular rhythm or something, make the white noise join in that rhythm, and it usually does the trick. It'll make that really stand out to people.
I love that.
Yeah.
The way that you talk about EDM is very songwriter strong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like an EDM producer would never say what you just said.
Really?
I don't believe they would. No.
Yeah.
They would think of like, oh, I put white noise on here because it sounds aggressive and like
Right.
it brings attention. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah,
you're
maybe not dealing with the economy of what people can pay attention to.
Yeah.
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 That's definitely something in pop music you think about a lot. Like not over what am I trying to say? Overstimulating people or
Totally.
overwhelming people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously, and any excuse you have to be able to use a CO2 cannon with
Oh,
white
for
noise
sure.
is obviously.
Yeah.
That's just another reason that you can.
Yeah. Dude, I know. When I'm playing a new song especially, I'm like, I don't feel confident about this. Give me that CO2.
Yeah.
Like you need to blast that CO2. Yeah, and
Sick.
Wildcard, yeah, I guess just I've probably talked about Wildcard before, and so there's interesting stuff. There's like a little jazzy section at the end of it that I'll just quickly show that. But
Cool.
I want to show you this drum kit.
So this was so I'm sorry. So this was the drop session of it.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So you would bounce the stems. That's what you were saying earlier. Is that you would bounce the stems like from the break section. So you don't have to worry about any of that. You could just focus on the drop.
I just had in this case just a single bounce of the break to give me lead up to the drop.
That's kind of an interesting way.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that you were saying that. I remember you saying that now, but I didn't realize what you were alluding to. That's
it would split up. So it's still synths and everything going. They weren't stems, but they were two different projects.
Got it.
And it would just be my brain could work better that way. Yeah.
You also like kind of getting yourself to just focus, because you might like end up going back into the break and be like, oh, this doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
And it allows you to be like, oh, well, if I want to get back into the break, I have to reopen this other project.
Right.
Like, let me stay focused on what I'm trying to do.
It limits your tinkering a little bit.
I like that.
Yeah, it does. All right, so, yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
And this, that orchestral thing, I love this from Kontakt. It's by Project Sam. You know those guys? Do you guys do orchestral stuff?
Yeah, Project Sam.
Yeah, they're heavy hitters in it. But they got this one patch that before I'd really gotten too deep into seeing everything out there, I would just use this one patch for like pretty much everything. Here, go to... See, I got the quick cuts.
You got the biggest Kontakt library.
You have everything.
I got Bravia horns because of you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Bravia scoring?
Yeah, that's the one you still can't get on your Kontakt.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, so I go down here to OE1, this action. I'm not going to be able to play that same passage with the keyboard, but why is it?
I'm like trying to memorize how he has his Kontakt.
I know, you're trying to figure
it out.
Oh, these sound great.
Oh,
there's a piano in there, too.
Yeah, it's just a sack. That's definitely what I used for this thing.
This one's sick. What is this one called?
This is Orchestral Essentials 1, and it's the full orchestra action one, which is just a banger, dude.
Something else we have to buy. This thing sounds sick.
Dude, that is...
It's like a full orchestra,
amazing.
like full...
Yeah.
Hey everyone, we are super excited to let you guys know that we finally have launched our YouTube membership page. You guys can now join the Excellent Sound YouTube page as a member and get tons of awesome perks, like exclusive content for your eyes only, as well as access into our guest project files, extra sounds, extra footage, and get your questions answered directly from the pros. You'll also get some extra perks like badges, emotes, and priority comments and chat. But that's not it, and we've saved the best for last. We are gonna match your membership price with a monthly coupon to the Excellent Sound store, which makes your membership essentially free. You can use this coupon for serum presets, samples, project files, and even lessons. Becoming a YouTube member really helps out our channel and allows us to bring in more awesome content from our guests and from us. We have a few different price point tiers and each one is better than the next. So click the link in the description and join our membership now, and let's build this community to be something bigger than we've ever dreamed of. Like maybe like getting Skrillex. We'll try to get Skrillex. We get bigger. I feel like he might come on. That might help. Let's try to get Skrillex.
You know what? If you like real sounding stuff, my favorite is the Swam libraries. So let's do like a little.
I've never even heard of this.
You haven't heard of it? They're
No.
fucking sick. Let's bring in the trumpet, and so what you need to do is either have.
What is that, dude?
So it's not a sampler, it's not synthesis, sample modeling. So you can either go and fuck around with all the CCs, which are going to be super important, and you're going to see why in a second. But I made this rack, and it controls the most relevant CCs. So as I'm playing, you're not going to hear anything first because expression controls the air. So, where's my guy? Why is he not playing? Am I outside the range or something? What's going on? Should be getting MIDI and should be getting expression.
In the right octave?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, there we go. All right, so. And you got your.
Oh, the rack.
And the growl. I don't know. This one I set up maybe needs to be fixed to match the CCs that they want me to be playing with.
Right.
But yeah. Here, let's go. How do I get there? They have some place where they're going to tell you all of the MIDI layout. Where the hell is it?
Shows you the different articulations.
Expressivity, yeah, I think. And then you map all this stuff to different CCs. And then what you wind up with is like the most believable. You could play anything and go up in intensity, down intensity, up in vibrato, down in vibrato. And
yeah, that sounds crazy.
And I love using this OSI control thing because I don't like going into the MIDI and controlling all of the CCs.
Yeah.
So look, we could just play this single note and we're going to make it expressive. So we're going to here hit the express. Oh, Why does it keep on going to valve? Okay, I'll just... How do I show automation? It keeps on glitching. How do I... There's something stealing the parameter. It keeps thinking it's twitching or something. How can you like add and... See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Valve.
Oh, yeah.
What I do is... Yeah.
Yeah, let me just... And will it be nice to me now? Okay, anyway, you'd set up in a way that you could... Stupid valve? What the fuck is a valve? Yeah, let's bring in another one so I could just quickly...
Maybe just configure it real quick? I'm trying to think of what would be a workaround.
It's got something in it that's like tweaking right now. So it keeps on stealing what it should be paying attention to. Here, there we go. Okay, we're doing it with the violin now. So we start up here, go up here, and then we'll add that as a lane, and then the mod wheel will add that as a lane. And now you can see everything you need to pay attention to at one time without having to go near CCs, you know?
That's so cool.
And you can be really expressive with this guy. And if you change the velocity between notes, you'll get a nice glissando too. So let's do that.
Glissando? I don't even know what that is. Ooh.
The bend.
I love that.
Yeah. And then if I make the velocity high, you get instant.
Yeah.
Right? But if you go low, so you can get just really somewhere in between. You can get really expressive sounding
amazing.
shit.
So for you, like, how much time... like I said, I've noticed this just in watching you before, and then also learning now from you too. Is like, it seems like you're a big workflow guy. So like, do you spend a lot of time making your own racks and stuff to make your life a lot easier? Like,
I do. I have this whole racks shortcut, and these are all the racks that I use more. I mean, when I remember to, you know, sometimes I kick myself because I do something the slow way, and I'm like, you made a fucking rack for that, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I got a lot of good stuff in here, and
because that's awesome just to have something like that, like especially for like a lot of the stuff that you do. You know what I mean? I mean, just like to think the thing that bogs me down the most about using real instruments is that exact reason is like, I'm either going to just play the MIDI note with whatever it sounds like, but to get it to sound real and expressive, you have to do all this extra work inside Kontakt. So if you take the time to like do what you did,
make
to
the
have
little rack,
everything,
it's pretty straightforward. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm encouraged to do that now. To like, all right, let me spend a day. You know, maybe I'm not inspired. Let me spend a day like really making some cool, you know, racks so that I can control my instruments better as opposed to processing. You know.
Right. Yeah. You can get a lot of expressivity out of the Kontakt stuff, and these guys do it great.
So Swam, that's a nice little note.
Now this is just a random little tip, but you see how this section is going to begin. You'd really like it to be at the beginning of a bigger block, right? It's annoying, right? You can just go here and do insert time signature change.
Oh.
And now it's just good from there. So if you ever have a random little break that has set you off, you're not dealing, you know, you're in between a 4-bar and it's just kind of annoying, just do the time signature change.
I do hate that.
Yeah.
Once your session starts getting a little bit off, it drives me nuts.
You do a fake
that's
out.
A smart move.
You do a fake out, and it throws off the grid.
Oh, dude! And I was working on this movie. Me and my friend Daniel, who's a composer, we just finished the music for this movie that is going to be coming to film festivals. And there's so many little things that happen not on the grid, and now from there it's on the grid.
Yeah.
And I mean, you would hate your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
you,
right.
So you just add this time signature change, and from that point, it's not actually changing the time signature. It's just still 4/4.
Just starting the one.
It's just now thinks that that's the beginning, and now from there, look, all our blocks are beautiful.
Yeah.
So.
I really want to like reinstate that is because when you're working in film, it's not working in a linear project like we would think in Ableton because sounds might need to come in completely, you know, interacting with what is happening on the film.
Yeah, exactly.
So that makes so much more sense, especially for that function to have an actual setting in your ones specifically where you need to be.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good tip. Hey everyone, I just want to take a quick second to celebrate the anniversary of Gorilla. It's been an entire year since we released the Gorilla series, and it's no secret why it's the most popular pack to date. So we've decided to do something really cool. We decided to create the ultimate Gorilla anniversary bundle for you guys. This bundle is going to include 400 Serum presets, a ton of samples, and 11 Ableton remake project files from some of your favorite artists like Skrillex, Virtual Riot, and Fred Again. For those of you that already purchased Gorilla's early access, don't worry, we got you covered. For the first time ever, we are actually including an expansion pack for Gorilla available on our site now. It's going to have new Serum presets in the same style of multi-genre, and of course 5 new Ableton Remake project files from Skrillex and Fred Again. And if you missed out on your chance to get all of the original project files from the Early Access Bundle, we got those on our site for you too. We got a ton of different options for you guys celebrating the holidays all the way up until the end of the year, so make sure you guys go check out the link in the description and go get your copy of your Gorillaz Ultimate Anniversary Bundle today. Let's jump back into the podcast.
Well, here, I'll play you the most recent thing that I'm working on.
Cool.
And let's see.
Sounds like Cashmere.
A little big roomy.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. This is sick.
It's more than a feeling to me. Echoes of you in my dreams. All my life been waiting for something like this, baby. It's more than a feeling to me. Visions of you in my dreams. All my life been waiting for something like this, like this. In my soul, visions in my mind. Baby, where you go, miss you in the night. All my life been waiting for something like this, like this.
I miss this shit so much.
We're back, baby. Big room's
That's
back.
right, let's go.
So yeah, you get the idea.
Dude.
Yeah.
That gets the itch for me. For
Yeah,
sure.
that gets it to you. Oh, that makes
Yeah.
me happy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like melodic techno-y with my twist on it, I
It
guess I
for
would
sure
say.
sounds like like Kashmir.
Yeah, for sure.
So when
Appreciate
are you hoping to like release this? Because this is
So
sick.
I have one that's just about to come out, and then this will come out after that. So KSHMR is Sunburn's a big festival in India that I do, and that's going to be their anthem, the KSHMR song, and then this is going to be the next one. This will be the follow-up.
Nice.
And you know, one interesting thing about this is, have you guys been messing with Audi or any AI vocal stuff? So the singer did a good lead take, and I had some back vocals from her, but I needed like a little more weight to it. So I got a bunch of other singers using AI to just double her.
I was going to say that the vocals sounded so good.
Yeah,
and I was
thank
going to
you, man.
actually ask you about the layering because I saw when you had that. So those are all AI.
Yes, some of them are. Some of them are her.
Fucking good singer.
So yeah, some of those are her, but then these are AI that I had other, robot people basically do.
Robots do. Wow.
And then, and then I had a male that I didn't end up using, but.
Whoa.
Oh, like Emanike.
You select the model that you want to use?
Yeah.
How many are there to choose from?
Hundreds. Yeah, there's a lot.
What is this thing called?
Audime, AUDIMEE.com is the one I used, and you feed it your vocal, and it's weird. It has like so much of the same pitch and everything that it's better if you can use an alternate take if you're going to be layering, because it can like start phasing.
Right.
The pitch is like so tight to what you do, but you could sing it and then turn yourself into a girl, no problem, and then take your alternate takes, run those through it, and now you've just got doubles. And
so what if you sang it like out of key? Like will it
it can do pitch correction for you, but I would recommend
getting
to
like a good take.
But like there's some vocals that I'm doing on Sounds of Kashmir. I promise this will be it. And then I'll let you guys go.
You think we're like that
No,
upset about it, bro?
I'm not going
I wanted to
anywhere.
ask you about your mixing racks, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, show us what you were talking about for the Sounds of
Okay.
Kashmir. So you made a lot of vocals using this AI thing, or you took like a vocal?
So I did one in particular. I just started messing around with it, but we didn't even look at that project at all. But fuck it, whatever, it's fine.
Song is sick.
Thank you, man.
I really liked it.
This is me rapping. Then I just found like a guy with a cooler voice to do it.
I make it shake, bounce like an earthquake. Make it shake, bounce like an earthquake. I make it shake, bounce like an earthquake. Make it shake, bounce like an earthquake. I make it shake, bounce like a
Yeah, and that
Okay.
was just me rapping.
shake, make it shake, bounce like an earthquake. Make it shake.
And then I just AI'd it, and I'm gonna probably be doing a lot of vocals like that for the pack, because it's not everyone wants to hear me doing their pre-drop vocal.
What's up, guys? Want to take a quick break from the video to tell you about our newest drops-only serum pack, Wook Bass. If you are looking to make release-ready dubstep and Wook Bass like Subtronics, Tape B, Boogie T, this pack is for you. Stop scrolling through endless preset libraries that are just sub-tier and start using the best Wook serum presets in the industry. Also, P.S., there's absolutely no chords or plucks, just drop-ready basses for your next production. Now let's get back into the video.
Let's get out of there. And now we are in Ableton, and one of my favorite things is I've got Shortcut Buddy going hard for me these days. You guys use him?
On the right click?
No,
No,
I
it doesn't
just
work
have
on 12 on the new Max. You're talking about something
no.
else. Sorry, go ahead.
I've got Shortcut Buddy here, so I've loaded in all the things I use most commonly, and I've set them up with letters plus shift. So my capital V, if I just click capital V, I'm gonna get my Valhalla vintage verb there.
Yo,
okay.
Yeah.
this is faster
Hold on.
than mine.
People don't know, so we don't know what this is, just so you know. We
Yeah.
were trying to use something else that
Yeah.
we did get to work, but it doesn't work as good. Once we got the new Max, it doesn't get work. So can you please talk about Shortcut Buddy for
Yeah,
the people?
of
Because
course.
this is amazing.
So the first thing that you have to do is you've got to take your favorite things you use most, like let's say an EQ is one of them, and you've got to group it, and then you've got to group, and then you've got to save it somewhere, and I've already done it here, EQ, Ableton EQ, so I'm not going to do it again, but now you drag this guy into here, into an effect. It has to be grouped. I don't know why, but it has to be grouped. And then over here, you give it a key. Now, I think shift is good because your smaller letters might already have pre-assigned functions.
Yeah.
So I could set this one up to, you probably want to pick some more intuitive, but I already have my EQ here. Ableton EQ is a Q. So it'd be redundant for me to what do I do now?
That's so intuitive.
Is this Max for Live too? Or is this something you pay for?
This is a Max for Live thing. I think it's either free or... but whatever, I'd hit Q here, Shift Q, and now when I look, it's already on this other thing, so I'll just delete it off there for now. And when I hit Shift Q now, it's just gonna pop open.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you're using you're using Ableton's MIDI catcher.
Yeah,
which is great.
Or the key thing. I don't think it's MIDI. Yeah, the key thing.
Just like we use for the Tiddly for going back to ref. I don't think that's what it's called. But so does it only? Sorry, we're like harping on this.
No,
this thing is
cool.
sick. People are gonna love this.
Yeah.
So, is it only for opening stuff inside Ableton? Like, for instance, the thing that we had, you could also set it up to like open up a new track. So instead of doing like Command T, you could do stuff outside of just stock.
Adding a thing.
Yeah, it'll create a track and it'll have your vocal chain on it, and it'll have everything else on it.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
No, I don't have. It can't do that. I don't.
So
think,
it's just this is awesome because.
Or actually, if you don't have a track selected, it might do that.
Can you get it to macro other things outside of just like adding the
I don't
audio
think
effects and
so.
stuff?
I think it just inserts a
It's still
rack.
awesome to have something like that. Like, I'm going to get this 100% because
Yeah,
you're a
very
big
cool.
workflow guy too, I've noticed, like, which is huge.
Whenever I remember to do it, I'm always glad I did.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, 100%.